Alright people, let's do this one more time. My name is F, and for the last 2 years I've been playing hardcore Minecraft in every version of the game. This week I'm in 1.1. I'm pretty sure you know the rest. It's 2012, spawn eggs were added, sheep can eat grass, the world can be super flat, and Adam is trying to call home. Every day here could be my last. If you die in hardcore, you can't come back. I saved my villagers, but I couldn't save my 1.0. Even after every update, I still love this game. Why wouldn't I? So no matter how many hits I take, I always find a way to come back. Because the only thing standing between this project and failure is me. There's only 1.1, and you're watching it. Minecraft 1.1. This update came out in January 12, 2012, still 14 years ago. And seeing that it only had one patch, the only thing added was spawn eggs. Meaning this is exactly the same game as before. So just think I never died and continue my journey here. Now I do feel bad for the whole dying part, so my first goal for 1.1 is to kill the Ender Dragon. It's speedrunning time, so let's head back in time for the story. After a super fast war generation, I was excited to get started, but not before checking myself out. I broke wood, you still can't drag, and headed into a ravine, where after collecting a bunch of iron, I had a full set of armor. The next day I found a village, but there's really nothing there at the moment, so I got food, and on the night I found out creepers are not meant to kill skeletons. Checking out the achievement page, I noticed it didn't reset, so this is really the continuation of 1.0. I never died. In the night, I went hunting. I tried the previous night, but if you're not on the desert, it's really not worth it. This version continues the work of 1.0, with the damage taken from mobs being very low. What I'm doing right now, I cannot do later, so I'm very jealous watching this. I came out the session with 3 pearls, and dug straight down. My plan was to look for diamonds during the day, and endermen during the night. I love the spawn rates for them, and how little other mobs there are. If it was 1.12, it will be a different story. But no spoilies. I continued mining, finally able to get an iron pickaxe. So I got the diamonds from the day before, and even better, gold. Meaning my clock is back. It told me to head on over to the surface, because it's hunting time. With not just 1, but 2 pearls. So I made a diamond sword, and continued finding diamonds. But ender pearls is what I want. With 12 pearls in my possession, it was time to head to the nether. So I made a portal. Still red. I really wanted to return to sender, but the gas was throwing a bunch of foul balls. When I finally got it, I didn't get the achievement. I almost fell to my death. Would have been a quick restart, huh? Continuing on my journey, I found a fortress, where I went straight to the blazes, getting all the rods pretty quickly. But headed back. In the overworld now, it was time to find the stronghold. My second pearl broke, but I continued. Taking me to a swamp, the pearls finally turned around. So digging down, I found a stronghold with 2 diamonds and a pearl in the first chest. Definitely started on a high though, because the next couple chests were doo-doo. Pick your fighter. Congratulations. Wait, no! Getting another pearl from a chest, I started to get upset because I couldn't find the portal room. So I blocked off areas where I had been and took a break to gather flint. I found a floating torch. What's up with strongholds always being glitchy? I continued looking for the portal, taking breaks to gather flint whenever I got too bored or mad at the game. Another floating ladder, and more diamonds. Which weren't the best part, because I found the portal right after. And 3 pearls already, which means I had a bunch to spare. Wish I could transfer them to future versions. With the portal loaded up, I started prepping for the dragon fight. I killed some chickens, I broke some gravel, and ended up with 3 stacks of arrows. A little low, but I was willing to risk it. I also used the diamonds for pants and a helmet. Grabbing a second water bucket and making sure I had a pearl at hand, I jumped into the end. Ender pearling right away, I was not having a repeat of 1.0. Shooting the towers, the dragon kept giving me love taps. Not really painful, just annoying. I kept going at the towers, getting chased by the dragon from time to time. She can drink your water, by the way. Good thing I made an infinite pool when I got here, so she can drink all she wants. The towers are all over the place. I tried building up to one of them, but the dragon wasn't having it. A cool thing is that water is an enderman repellent. Once they touch it, they stop being aggro. And arrows are the same for the dragon. Once she gets hit, she just flies away. With the towers now gone, it was target shooting time. This was pretty easy. Wait for her to come down, then shoot the crap out of her. I usually got a combo of 3, but sometimes I was able to go for 4. Then finally, on day 15, I was able to enact my revenge and kill the Ender Dragon for the first time in versions. Picking up the XP, it got me over 100 levels. I've never seen that before. XP also gets stuck in the portal instead of teleporting to the overworld, so make sure to grab all those corners. After grabbing the egg, I jumped in to complete the game and read the iconic poem. After completing my first goal, I set out on an adventure. I feel like I didn't do much exploring the previous version, so it takes me to my second goal, explore. I made a boat and set out into the ocean. Finding little islands here and there, I started to remember something. Oceans were huge back in this era, but I kept on thinking I would be the exception. So young, so naive. I didn't take that much wood with me, so this boat was very important to me. I didn't want to swim, as at the moment it feels like Steve only knows how to do doggy style. Goofing around, I accidentally hit the boat, breaking it. Thankfully, while swimming, I saw light at the bottom of the ocean. I swam down and found a mineshaft, so after grabbing planks from it, I was on my way on a new boat. Finding trees by the end of the day, so after recharging on wood, I continued my journey. Finding a shroom island. Going on it, I got soup from a cow and checked out the particles that come out the mycelium. I tried putting a cow in the boat, but it doesn't seem possible, or they just didn't like me. So I continued boating. Approaching 15,000 blocks away from spawn now, I found a very large shroom island, so I crashed my boat into it. These cows seem like they know how to have a good time. Seeing that this is the biggest piece of land since spawn, I decided to settle here. I quickly realized this might be a little harder than usual, as you can't plant sugarcane on the ground, so I had to bring back the 1.0 method, which I realize now you can do in the current game. After getting my sugarcane farm in order, I set out to deforest an island. I was in need of saplings. I also got a seed, which I had to explain to the shroom cows this is not to be stepped on. Trees also need to be planted away from the land. Exploring the island, I found little caves inside. I knew I needed to pick a spot to build my base, but that's a big decision, so like a functioning adult, I avoided it. I planted trees on the island by getting rid of the mycelium and went on a sailing trip. For more dirt, finding a lava pool on the bottom of the ocean. There were little pockets of air here. Can't see much, but it was an exciting discovery. Bringing my new dirt back, I started working on connecting the two islands together. Here, I noticed all the trees I had planted before had grown mycelium and kicked my sapling out, so I came up with a new approach. I finished the connection the next day to create Mushroom Island, with some trees already grown and others not so much. So, for being disappointing, they get taken out. I ended up picking my newly built connection as my temporary base, with chests not being able to be placed right beside each other. Then I saw how much of a pest mycelium can be, taking over my sugarcane farm. So the harvest was not so bueno, only making me 5 bookshelves. Only if I had Grassham at the stronghold, but no point dwelling about the past. Looking to the future, I decided to boat in one direction for a full day, getting me to a small island. I made a small monument and boated back. Surfing on my boat, I saw light at the bottom of the ocean and found a mineshaft. This was nice as I needed lots of rails for my plans. But mineshafts also bring something not so nice. Cave spiders. There was water everywhere here. I even had to save a squid. Continuing rail gathering, I found crappy chests and even crappier mobs. But you know what's not crappy? Diamonds. But with the achievements not restarted, it takes a little bit of the magic away, so I decided to edit it in. Thanks, Editor F. I ended up with quite a bit of diamonds. Good thing too, as the chests were pretty bad. So I called it a day and very slowly swam back up. So slow in fact that I thought I was gonna drown, but I made it and boated back home. There I made a diamond pickaxe, chased my boat, and went to the lava pool from before to grab obsidian, so I could make an enchanting table. Then on day 38, I made a major discovery. You can smelt things with the lava bucket, but it eats your bucket. But I won't be making another one anytime soon, as without thinking, I used all my iron making rails. I put them to use by starting on my roller coaster track, which brings me to my last goal, to live in this mushroom island and to make a roller coaster all around it. I grabbed little mushroomies and grew them into abnormal sizes. They were very picky growers though, but I got pretty good at it by the end. All the cows seem to be distancing themselves from me, and I don't want to be in a place where I'm not wanted. So I left, boating in one direction until the sunset told me to turn around. On my way back, I saw light at the bottom of the ocean, where I found another mineshaft. This one had a zombie spawner with very weird looking cocoa beans. And diamonds. Day 44 was a special one, the first spider jockey of this series. I tried being friendly at first, but they weren't. So, first spider jockey killed in the series. Woohoo! Finding some crappy loot, I came across a creeper that was playing hard to explode, but I got him at the end. I stumbled upon an EA meeting, Enderman Anonymous, but having killed the dragon already, I left them alone. That kindness paid off, as later I came across a slime and diamonds. I continued to mine and stock up on crappy loot. Mind your coal kids, there might be a mineshaft chest on the other side with diamonds. I made sure to rescue as many mushrooms as possible, with diamonds being a nice bonus. At this point, all I really wanted was mushrooms, rails, and at least over 5 people to be watching this video, but I won't know for a while. Swimming out of the caves, I headed back home, harvesting my sugarcane and trees. But not just for wood, I need leaves, which made me realize how slow shears are right now. Minecraft, thank you for changing this. I found pretty cool how the furnace just eats your bucket of lava, so I fed them some more. I need a lot of stone bricks for the roller coaster, but I don't have a lot of cobblestone. So I did what every Minecrafter has to do at some point, strip mine, with dirt and diamonds being a nice bonus. I started experimenting with light options, so I waited till nighttime to really see the look, but only for it to start raining. I still like the look though, so the next day was spent adding light sources all around the island. This is slow. While gobbling up cobblestone, I ran into another mineshaft. 1.1 is just full of them. In it, there was a spider spawner right under lava. Good stuff. By now, I got into a routine. By day, I smelted the cobblestone and used it to expand the roller coaster, and during the night, I will go down to the mines to recharge. I shifted slightly on day 59, by instead using the stone brick to build a staircase all the way to the top of the mountain. This would turn out to be one of my favorite builds of the whole series. So simple, so good. I found more diamonds by mining for cobblestone and dirt. At this point, I don't mind using my diamond tools for strip mining. I put that dirt to use by expanding my real estate. I need more land, no more ocean. This cow agrees. Once I ran out of dirt, it was time to work on my roller coaster. First by placing more stone bricks, then rails. Lots of rails. Day 63 was different though. It was enchanting time. First, my bow. With the level 34 enchantment, I got punch 2. But that's alright, I thought. Let's try again. This time on a level 34 enchantment on my pickaxe. Efficiency 3. I decided to play it safe on my last one by enchanting my chest plate. With the level 35 enchantment, protection 3. I still had to show it off though. I decided to treat myself with a new set of diamond tools. But they weren't to be used right away, as it was dirt placing time. While replenishing, I noticed that my diamond shovel broke dirt has the same speed as my efficiency 3 diamond pickaxe. I missed the days when the only tool you needed was an efficiency 4 pickaxe. The routine paid off, as by the end of day 65, I had connected the roller coaster to make a perfect-ish circle. And I found a mineshaft at bedrock level. This world is really just ocean and mineshafts. The stone brick placing might be done, but the dirt expansion isn't. So it was working time. My pick is just as fast as my diamond axe too, by the way. Adding more light and cleaning up the area a bit more, I started to really care about this island. Every mushroom, every cow, this was my home. But like every romantic movie tells you, if you love something, let it go. So I made a nether portal to leave this place behind. Just kidding, I was just grabbing glowstone and rescuing mushrooms. I also got to kill a magma cube. Not as fun as a slime, but I'll take it. I showed the shrooms their new home and grew a lot of them. This one didn't. Picture a lot of mushrooms and now double it. I put the glowstone to use by adding it to the big ones. And trees. It has a fruity look in this version, so I made sure to add some to the floor. Has fallen fruit, they were ripe. Now you tell me, but in my eyes, I should have gotten the achievement of killing the skeleton from very far away. While placing dirt, I noticed you could survive underwater forever. By just having a bucket. Good to know if you're ever in a pickle. Now remember how I said my second goal was to explore? Well, I hadn't forgotten. So I decided to set out on a quest. Finding land. Not an island, but land. So I went through the nether and picking up all the mushroomies I could find. I made it to what in my eyes was very far away. So I made a nether portal and went into the overworld. Spawning in a cave. Not a good sign. So digging my way up, my fears came true. I was still in an ocean. Over 10,000 blocks away from my island and still no land. Yep, no land in sight. So I did the only possible thing you could do in this situation. Made a boat and set out in one direction, where I found a swamp. And I can't remember the last time I saw a swamp not attached to land, so I went on it. I was optimistic, but this just ended up being a big island. So I'm sorry to report that no land was found. I tried. Nothing left for me to do here, so into the nether I went, so I could go home. This trip wasn't a total waste though. As before, I felt pretty guilty for settling, but now I feel like I made the right decision. The way home was rough though. As my pickaxe started to break, I had to resort to wooden pickaxes, as I had no materials. This made me go slow, which gave mobs more time to spawn. So when I got down from the roof, I got jumped. After, I did get a show though, with this big man swimming all the way to the roof. I got to watch the whole thing. I also ran out of food, so some rescued mushrooms had to become unrescued. But eventually I made it back. So I made a new pickaxe, and I planted the surviving roomies around their new home. Day 78 was special. The roller coaster is completed. With that out of the way, I decided to make an island for my tree farm. No mycelium allowed. Then with the apples, I tried making golden apples, but they're not a thing apparently, so onto the fire they go. I wanted to make my base a bit prettier, so I tried smelting netherrack, but not possible in this version. So instead, I just made the floor out of stone bricks. In the nether, I went in again to rescue more shrooms, and then I got the realization that you can make golden apples with golden nuggets. So I made a bunch. Stay tuned to the end of the video if you want to see me eat one. Setting off to a nearby island, I leveled it and waited until the nighttime. I really wanted the skeleton achievement. It's really anticlimactic without the noise, so editor F, do your thing. Continuing with the dirt expansion, I kept having to reload. If I could re-enchant, I would definitely do a shovel now. Then something magical happened. Just going through my chest in my base, I found dirt that I had forgotten about. It felt great, a little gift from my past self. Now sacrifices had to be made. I needed more mushrooms, so I grew some to be harvested. This hurt, but it needed to be done. I want this place infested. Karma did go around, as I started to daydream and broke my axe. These cows are still having a good time. I continue to expand the mushrooms around the island. Everywhere I look, I want to see them. But for more expansion, I need more land. So I borrowed some from a neighboring island. The dirt didn't take me very far, so I went back to work on my base. Now editing this a year after playing, I can see I was very jumpy. I was excited but very nervous to start this project. I made a little farm in my house, but I don't have many seeds. So right now, it's a work in progress. I expanded the island so much that mobs are starting to spawn. Good thing too, as I need more bones. Something I like about this version is that if mushrooms don't grow, it doesn't use the bone meal. I will be in quite a bit of trouble if it did. I also planted some trees around the place to add more greenery. This tree decided to eat all my bone meal though. This is why mushrooms are better. By now, a single wheat had grown, but of course, it didn't drop a seed. The one time I need seeds. Next up was nether time. Not just for mushrooms, but also for soul sand. This is what I'm gonna use for my walls. Second try for a seed was much better. Then by the end of day 98, my base was completed. I really like how it turned out. Then I started preparing for the grand finale. And I also played around with my cards. And I got a friend in my base. I tried fueling my train with lava, but it just ended up costing me a rail. So I used coal instead and was ready to go. Wait, what did it give me? Region for a couple seconds? Well, that's garbage. And that's everything for this episode. Thanks for watching 1.1, and come back next week for version 1.2. That was 1.1, baby. Alright, let's just get done from here. Really? Ah, crap. That's not even gonna make it to the video.